Now we sleep well at night knowing that we didn't just get it done, we did it right. They are just hands down like the best.
I would highly recommend Transform Charleston.
I'm Katie Moore.
And I'm Russell Moore. From our first contact with Transform Charleston, it was pretty obvious that this company did things differently in a very positive way. So we had already made calls out to a few other contractors. Brent and his team responded almost immediately and came out. And I'd say the initial first thing that was a big difference was he and a colleague were out on our roof the next day documenting everything that seemed to be an issue. They were going to benefit us regardless of if we went with his company or not. Very obvious how hands-on they were and how knowledgeable they were with, all things roofing and siding.
I think the biggest thing for us was having such a customer-first approach. Very much felt like, from the moment they stepped foot on our property, their presence was just absolutely different than anything else we had ever, hired out for. I mean, their ethics, their character, I just felt so safe and also just taken care of. I really appreciated even the you don't pay until you're satisfied and we're done. And that meant a lot because it felt like we got to make sure that we were satisfied and the work was done just so beautifully. And also, I think the thing that sets them apart for me was just how detail oriented they are. I just felt like it was such a well-oiled machine. Everyone knew what they were supposed to be doing. They had a project manager on site, which as a female who works from home, it was nice to know that I had somebody there if I needed something or, just overlooking the work and making sure it was done well.
At least one of the other contractors that we contacted, the recommendation was basically, we'll repaint the exterior of your home, which wasn't going to resolve the root issue at all. Contacting Transform Charleston, them really helping identify the root cause of the issue and addressing that really made us feel comfortable with going with them.
Absolutely. I felt like personally the communication was top notch. I mean, every step of the way, once they arrived on, even before they arrived on property, I would get a call. The crew and myself are headed your way. Would you even like us to pick you up a cup of coffee? Just again, the customer service was just unreal. And then even from the moment they stepped on our property, taking the time to update us on the project and what the scope of work was for the day.
Yeah, they were great at updating every step of the way, what they accomplished that day, what they were going to accomplish the next day. So it was just, if anything, over communication, which is a pretty quality problem to have.
Right.
We were overdue for painting the exterior of our home, but we knew we wanted to address the root issue, which, was some damage around the chimney. They definitely addressed that, but I'm sure you can see behind us. Our home basically looks like a new home, so definitely beyond our expectations. It's beautiful.
Hands down, 100%, we recommend them.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So again, to add detail to that, my experience has been if you call a roofing company, that's what they specialize. Everybody's probably seen where a roofing company comes in, they strip the roof off, and it's done within a day. But when you have an expert company that's familiar with both roofing and siding and flashing and everything, they understand how it all works together and how one flaw in the installation could lead to damage down the road long term. I know Brent and his team at Transform Charleston, they're constantly staying on top of product information, the right installation instructions, so everything is done to manufacturer's recommendations to the code. So you have the confidence knowing that 20, 25 years down the road, it's going to hold up, the installation is going to hold up. So, for all those reasons, I would highly recommend Transform Charleston.
Yeah, and it's so funny because all of our neighbors are like, tell us all the details, what did it cost? And I'm like, it doesn't matter because peace of mind is so invaluable. I can't even imagine, now we sleep well at night knowing that we didn't just get it done, we did it right. And that is what sets them apart, is just knowing that it wasn't just a job done, it was a job well done.
And when you have someone that understands the whole exterior of a home, how roof ties into that, how the siding interacts with that, how flashing interacts with that, you're going to get a better end product and know that it's going to last, the lifetime that you're in the home. There's so many things in my mind that set Transform Charleston apart, from hey, we're not going to accept payment until you're 100% satisfied, to just the values that every team member carries.
Yes, 100%.
There's a lot that sets them apart. The knowledge is huge for me, that they really understand the product, understand how it all works together, and so you feel confident that it's being done the correct way.
You get what you pay for. You know, we have worked with a handful of contractors, and you know, there have been many times where we felt taken advantage of, where, yeah, we paid maybe a little bit less, but the job also looked like it needed some work, you know? And when you all left, when you finished the job, I truly felt like our home looked brand new. Like I could not, I just, every single day we'd come outside and we were like, it looks so pretty. We just loved it so much. And so you couldn't have done anything more, you know? And I think that's, I mean, again, you get what you pay for.
We did reach out to some other contractors, and they basically quoted us a paint job, which is, you know, slapping lipstick on a pig.
Right.
So again, like Katie mentioned, you get what you pay for. If you just want to cover up the problem, maybe don't go with Transform Charleston, because they're not there just to cover up the issue, right? They're there to do it the right way, to make sure everything's done to high quality standards. And one thing I didn't mention yet, but they're a super transparent company,
Yes.
right? If they find something, you know, you're going to be the second to know about it. They'll know, and then they'll come let you know, hey, come look at what we found. This is why this is an issue. This is what needs to be done to correct it.
And that communication was happening on site, very timely. Like as they were finding things, it was,
we found
hey,
this.
do you mind coming outside for a moment? Let me show you this really quickly. And we felt like we still were in control, and that felt good too. You know, you're not just taken advantage of, like, oh, your siding's off, like, sorry. You know, we felt like we still got to see it. We got to, you know, basically voice what we felt was the best next step, but being, you know, aware of, obviously, from you all and your expertise, what you recommended. But I definitely felt like there was so much communication anytime they found anything.
Absolutely.
Everyone who came on site, I just could not get over the character of everyone. And I think every single night, that's what we kept saying, was just like, I felt like God led them here. I felt just so encouraged, and it was a stressful time. I mean, anytime you have an unplanned project like this, like, it typically would totally stress us out. And every night we just kept saying, like, thank God it was them. You know, thank God we found them. Thank God they came. Thank God that they were the people that were led to us, because really, truly, like, they are just hands down, like, the best.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell all the team members at Transform Charleston truly live their company values.
Yes, they care.
So, yeah.
They do.